All right. I just hit record, and here goes. This one goes out to Paula because Paula, man, I was sitting there going, "Is this like insane? Is this stupid? Is this crazy?" And I've been there so many times. I've been having those feelings, and then Paula was right there to go, "Oh, well, I'm already started on the project, so you can either help or get out of the way." And that tremendous spirit needs to be highlighted. And Paula just said that she's going to give me $5 a month to do whatever I want with it. And I think I owe her this much. So this is directly to you, Paula. Um, like I've been having this realization out loud, and so I feel like it's my responsibility, and also my kind of I owe it to you guys to explain how I'm feeling, because obviously I've not been doing well. I've been having this breakdown real time and public, and so if I went quiet or something, I know that people would probably have assume the worst. So I part of it is I'm trying to stay open and say hey, yeah, I'm good, I'm just working through some stuff. But obviously when you have to say I'm good, people go, why do you keep saying that? So here's where I'm at right now. I'm at, gentlemen, this is a football. That's a phrase that's been going through my mind a lot. Gentlemen, this is a football, because what you need to do, and anybody that knows that reference, if you don't know it, Google it. You got to get back to fundamentals. When things get bad, and anybody that played St. Mary's football with me, or knows anything about the history of St. Mary's football, knows that I know what it's like to lose football games by a lot of points. So, gentlemen, this is a football is nothing new. This is day one stuff, right? That's all it is. It's fundamental. So what do we got to do? And so I thought I had every single answer to every single question, and it was my personal responsibility to go out and explain that to everybody loudly and annoyingly on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, and in restaurants and bars around Medford. Guys, I get it. I hear it. I mean, I'm the first one that hears it. I hate it as much as you do, and I'm here to say I'm sorry. And it's spoiler alert. I've had a mental health realization, and the fact that I'm not sobbing right now saying this is telling me that I'm on the right track. Okay, so more on that later. I had a mental health realization last night. So again, I'm thinking of Paula here, because I'm lost. I'm going, okay, well, I know I want to do videos. I know I want to do a Facebook post. I know I want to do viral memes, and oh, maybe I can tell Joe Biden to do something, and maybe somebody will see that, and it's a good thing. And I'm like, it is. And that's all going to be part of it. I mean, my part in The Sun is Rising is going to be making it my mission personally. Not asking anybody else to join me. I mean, if you think it's a good idea, do it. But this is my part in it, okay? It's about spreading positivity in social media. That's it. No, you don't have to, sign up, do anything. And that's why when I'm kind of saying, hey, if you want to help me, you don't have to send me money. I work full time. I'm working from home. I have a great boss. I've actually talked to him about this, and so everything's on the up and up, and so professionally, I'm not asking for money. I mean, if you give me, Paulo, here's what your $5 got. Okay, you bought this. All right, so I just want all cards on the table there. This is not about begging for money, but this is what your money gets you. All right, that's how I'm going to explain that. So what Paula's $5 got is me getting out of bed and hitting record and making this video with, my Corona beard, right? I like wearing my face mask because it keeps me safe, and it keeps people from seeing that I, haven't been to a barber since, let's be honest, it was a couple weeks before Corona since I'd been to a barber. So we're good. It reminds me of Fiddler on the Roof, this beard. But this is me. Raw me, record, no cuts, blammo. Thank you, Paula. And I know that I kind of go over the top sometimes to make people sure that they know I'm being sincere, and let me prove it 10,000 times. I got to cool it with that. That's another symptom of the mental health stuff I've been working on. I don't believe that people believe me. So if you hear me when I say that, I appreciate all the people who have been, handling me with kid gloves. I've gotten a lot of emails and texts and Facebook and guys, I tell you what, man, the battle that we are fighting is not going to be won with memes and social media trends. And I'm loving the marching that's going on right now on social media. As a guy who is looking for any way to help, it's like, dude, if I can spend a half an hour retweeting a certain hashtag and get awareness out of something that people need to be aware about, it's not performative, it's not attention grabbing. It's like, as a straight white male, as of last night, no idea that Breonna Taylor's killers were not arrested. Unacceptable as a white person. And that's as far as that comment goes. That's it. It's me. I'm not judging anybody else. I didn't know that they weren't arrested. That's on me. And I just want to set an example for anybody that feels that they're in the same boat, that they just feel bad they didn't know that. Well, that's why I spent a half hour retweeting stuff. So if you're wondering, what social media is going to play in all this and what John's going to do, that's what I'm doing. I'm spending my days personally going back and for every negative comment I ever made. Oh, God. It's going to be a big one. For every negative comment I ever made, I'm going to make a positive one. What? That's it. That's as simple as it is from my side of this. For every negative comment or article or, funny meme that I shared on Facebook, for every mean one, for every nasty one with a negative intent toward, somebody in office somewhere, nationally, locally, somebody, that I used to work with, used to hang out with, used to talk with. And, it's like part of what helps me know I'm not crazy is it's all stuff that everyone's saying anyway, man. Social media has got us all divided. We're not communicating anymore. A few days ago I said, I'm exercising my straight white male privilege. I'm checking out of the news. I need to refocus. And I had people reach out and say, hey, really appreciate what you're saying. I think you have a good message out there, and I hope you find a way to, get it out, and hope you're doing better. And I, it wasn't like tens of thousands of emails, but every one of them, everything I tried, if I didn't reply to you, hit me up again, because I mean, every single one that I got meant the world to me. And that's what I realized. It's like, okay, well, spending a half hour retweeting Breonna Taylor tweets is one thing. That's one way to use social media. That's great. That's not what the sun is rising is all about, though. It's not about activism. I'm going to keep posting stuff that I feel is important, that people know. And if you trust my judgment on that, you'll see, whatever. You see the stuff I post. But the intent is going to be just positivity. Positivity. Yes, we're all angry. There are plenty of people carrying the vitriol. All right. For me, this is how I have to march. This is the way that I'm marching. All right. So a lot of this energy is inspired by Black Lives Matter. I'm not here to co-opt the movement. I'm saying I'm not leading. I'm following. Okay. And I'm seeing the power and the just the passion that people have, and it's like we're fighting for our lives, and I feel it. And I'm a straight white male. This is not my personal fight, but I'm saying we because I think that's the way that you move past it. You don't say well, I need to help this group of people. I need to help this group. No, it's in the Bible, dude. It's if you do this to me, if you do this to somebody else, you do it to me. I'm like. And it's literally not this, SJW, whiny liberal stuff. It's like, man, it just gets to be as simple as, what if somebody had killed me while I was sleeping and just walking around? Nobody's doing anything about it, not even talking about it. Not okay. So that's why I do stuff like that. Okay. I might keep doing stuff like that, but that's just me. I'm asking you to carry on my dad's mission of encouragement. And another part I'm going to play in this is I'm going to do some vlogs and stuff like this. I mean, this is the first video. This is Paula bought this for $5. So if you don't like it, tell Paula, because this is just a personal conversation between me and Paula. If you want to join the conversation, maybe, follow Paula. I got to refocus. I'm going to Billy Madison this whole thing. Joe Volk, you know how I love Billy Madison. Joe Volk is going to be a part of this. I'm calling out people by name. I want to take, it's kind of my way to reconnect with my dad too, because he taught me so much, and I've had the thought of like, oh man, I wish I would have like listened more. Wish I would have, you know it all. But I don't have a time machine. Nobody does. But what we can do, all of us, to the people, anybody in our life, whether they're here or not anymore, we can say, you know what? I don't know what the universe is. I don't know anything about anything. But I do know that there are people that I trust in my life who have taught me good lessons. And this is me saying this, and if you say it too, then share it. But I'm not speaking for anybody but myself right now. I know a lot of good lessons that I learned that people taught me, and it's one of those things they sit in the back of your mind, and then you go, yeah, it makes sense, but I'm going to be able to figure out because I'm clever. I don't need your advice, Dad, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, Dr. So, all these people, teachers, lawyers, doctors, smart, intelligent people that go through the lives and they say, oh, I have a piece of advice and I know it because of this thing. You go, all right, well, I'm pretty smart. So I think I know a little more than you do. I don't know. I'm not a know-it-all. I am a know-it-all in the sense that I'm an actually guy. I want to correct people. I like to be right. And I always brag about it. Oh, I'm always right because I do all my research. Okay, well, this is me putting my money where my mouth is. I'm doing my research. I'm going back to the well. I'm Billy Madisoning this thing. I'm going to go back and relearn all those lessons because I owe it to everybody to use the skills that I have as a guy who somehow, fell into learning audio editing out of necessity and then learned video editing. And it's like, it doesn't really make sense. Like, I didn't mean to do that. I'm not like brag. I had to, like, it was hard to do it. I had to do it, but that was just like the random career path I took. And, we'll talk more about that later, but here's the mental health thing that kind of ties this all together. And it's the realization I had last night that Paula helped me have with her bold first step of saying, John, don't know what you're doing, but here's $5 for it. And I think, man, I think Chuck must have had a moment like that when somebody bought his first hot dog. So this one goes out to Paula and Chuck. Go eat a victory dog right now. Do it. He's one of the best people I've ever met. We're going to interview him too. We're going to interview Paula. I'm going to interview a lot of people. I've already reached out to some people. So again, if people are like, "Oh, John's doing this crazy project," somebody needs it. Look, there's people that I've reached out to that I trust, that you trust, that are saying, I think that's kind of a good idea. I want to know more about it. So here's what it is. It's going to be videos like this. John Wing advice. I don't think I'm a guru, but, some of you guys think I have pretty good judgment. So I think if PewDiePie can do it, why don't I just give it a shot? I mean, that's literally as complicated as it is. Why not do a video like this instead of a video on a bridge? PewDiePie, we got to be better. So here's what it is. No cuts, raw, unedited. I mean, I'm going to put some cool videos together and edit them, but this is going to be me. And here's the other thing that kind of pushed me over the top. And I know I've been mentioning it and hinting at it, and it's because I wanted to save it for last. And so I'm going to close on this. The Sun is Rising is all about spreading positivity on social media. That is it. That is as complicated as it is for anybody else. You don't have to donate to be part of The Sun is Rising. You don't have to, explain The Sun is Rising all the time. I'll do that. That's my part of it. I just want you to spread positivity in social media and use the hashtag The Sun is Rising. Go give a friend a real compliment. My dad used to sit in his easy chair with his little laptop and just move mountains. So, that's what we're doing. Paula, me, anybody who has posted with The Sun is Rising so far, thank you. Keep it going. That is all it is saying, hey, this is what my dad was doing. You guys know what my dad was doing. Man, Michael Wing, he's posted on Facebook all the time. I'm telling you, it's a lot. He posted on Facebook a lot. But he meant every single word. He meant it. So if you ever got a comment from Michael Wing, I'm going to tell you that he prayed on it. So, look at that. Magic powers. Now I just reminded people of how great my dad was. That means a lot to me. So, words have power. The sun is rising. I'm going to go and share, helpful articles and ways that I think we can be, more positive and better leaders. I'm going to do videos interviewing people that have taught me lessons. I'm going to learn how to pass the mic everywhere I need to, because I ordered, a long time ago, I ordered a microphone and a camera from Amazon, and I've had them for so long because I'm like, well, I have a lot to say, and I know that people want to hear what I have to say, but I don't know what it is yet. That's a dangerous thought. I know I'm a media guy. I know how to use hashtags and maybe buy a little advertising here or there and get some influence, and I don't know what I want to say, and I want to be a leader. Well, Paula, your $5 got you John raw. Put a shirt on. You're welcome. But I just got out of bed, hit record, and here we go. Because that's Paula style, baby. Check around with people that you trust and go in head first when you know you're doing the right thing. And so that's what we're doing here. Interviews, leadership lessons, not from me, from people that taught me them. That when I wasn't listening, I'm going to listen again. I can't say, well, I'm going to keep my mouth shut now. Everyone see me keep my mouth shut? Yeah, I'm an attention grabber. I'll do it. I'm a media guy. I'm a middle child. It's my nature. I'm sorry. It's happening. It's, me. So I will do the intros and maybe a little comment in there. I want to do interviews like podcast style, but I want to interview leaders that have taught me along the way and just give them the mic, give them the floor, let them, hey, this is something from our past and I wanted to share that. It's not going to go into politics, not going to go into anything like that. We got to start talking to each other again in person, hashtag Corona, maybe over Zoom, but we got to figure this out. I'm going to try to fix it from the inside out, and if you want to help me, then join me. Thank you for watching. Oh, yes, the tangible part, the tangible thing that I was saving for last. So the no cuts, guys, no cuts. I'm in my mind, I'm like, I got to edit that out. No, it doesn't work if there's no cut, if there's a cut. So mental health realization. It's kind of the big one. And if I can get through this without crying and it makes sense to anybody, then I think I'm on the right track. But mental health should be more public. And I just want to talk things out. So if you have any advice, have any guidance, hit me up. You can post publicly if you have an experience you want to share. Or definitely write me, email me, text me, call me. Calls at this point are tough. Just anxiety. I'm just laying it out there. It gives me anxiety. I see the phone ringing. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter if it's John, your best friend, or John, it's a bill collector. It's just tough to hit answer. And I'm saying it out loud because I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. So, but here's what I came up with my mental health, and here's what I'm at. First of all, I made a doctor appointment a while ago for just general practitioner, obviously I'm in the peak of health. You can see that. My 12-pack abs will tell you that much. Been a while since I've been to a doctor. Hashtag healthcare. I don't know. But I just needed to do it. So there's a lot to go over physically, but I also am going to ask this question first. So anybody who's actually worried out there, I mean, this is something that I'm thinking about, I'm musing about. I'm not self-diagnosing. I'm saying this is where I'm at. And this is going to be my first question for the doctor. Now, we all know that healthcare is an issue in this country. It's kind of a low one on the priority list right now, although it's also pretty high up there. So it's kind of something we need to do something about, and we'll talk more about that. And I'm not pushing any personal agendas there. I'm just like, let's talk about healthcare and what we can do about it. Anyway, let's arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, and then talk about healthcare. As he talks about healthcare. It's complicated, guys. There's layers here. But anyway, mental health. All right, last night, to my mom, who has taken on the brunt of me dealing with this stuff. I mean, she has been dealing with the the loss of my dad as well, who happened to be her husband. And I've been angry, and we've butted heads. We work together in a creative way. I mean, it's like it's natural stuff that comes up, and then you realize, like, why am I so mad right now? And I've had that realization so many times, and when it gets to be so bad that you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I find myself saying, I feel like I'm stuck at red lights. I'm stuck at red lights. What does that mean? I'm stuck at red light. Of course, life has red lights. Sometimes you get stuck at them, and it's my whole life I've been a late person. Running. Oh, I have to be somewhere at noon. I better leave at 11:50. Well, what if it's half an hour away? I don't know. I leave for stuff 10 minutes before it starts. That's there you go. Mystery solved. That's why John's always late. But I'm stuck at red lights. I'm stuck at red lights. And I realized that, and I had this like moment, boom. My boss at the time, I have a new boss now. I'm not going to call out people by name, but I have a new boss now. My boss at the time that my dad died, great guy. I want to interview him too. But I got a call from my mom, and it was the call, and I was at work, and I said, okay, my number one mission is to be by my mother's side. Literally nothing else matters to me right now. And I think I'm having PTSD. I've had really strong people around me come out and talk about PTSD, and again, I'm not going to call out people by name in that regard. If you have a vulnerability you want to talk about, approach me. But I promise I'm going to try not to call out anybody by name if they don't want to be. If somebody's doing something great in public, good luck getting me not to call you out. I'm going to highlight that stuff, and I'm going to hashtag it. The sun is rising, because that's what we need to be focusing on. But again, if it's any mental health or private stuff, reach out to me. I want to put you on display. If you want to talk about it, I want to help. And I'm showing you that it works, because actually a friend that I was just texting half an hour ago, and I want to throw that in there so he knows that I'm talking about him. So he'll know it's him, but I don't want to call him out by name. He gave me the strength to share this, and I'm going to tell him personally. But anyway, moving on. Task at hand. I think it's PTSD. I feel like I've been stuck at red lights because when I was trying to get to my mom, that's what was keeping me from her, was red lights. And, I'm an analogy guy. My brain works kind of weird. Apparently, I've been working on that for 4 years. 3 years, 2 years. I've been mad about a lot of stuff. It's not just that my dad is gone, but that's a big one. So I think it's PTSD. I think whenever I see what I perceive to be a red light in life, keeping me from the goal, which is not always to be by my mom's side. It was the goal for those 8 minutes that I was weaving in and out of traffic, allegedly. That was the goal. But then I think that I'm not telling anybody anything they don't already know when I say that, man, sometimes I get determined and I don't see any other goal, and then I just kind of go in Leroy Jenkins style. Source, see this video. So I am acknowledging that there are red lights in life, and we need to be mindful of them. We need to stop at them and think about how traffic works for a while. And then when you get the green light, you go. Right? And you just need to just keep an eye out for road signs to make sure you're heading in the right direction. So it is all a big old analogy. And maybe I go to the doctor and he goes, yeah, that was it, but you figured it out. Good job. I don't know. Maybe I go to the doctor and I tell him that, and not being sexist, it's a male doctor that I have the appointment with. Maybe I go to the doctor and I tell him that, and he says, well, it could be. I don't know. Let's get you an appointment with somebody to talk to about that. I'm good with either of those. I'm good with, well, no, that's really dumb. That's stupid. But you're in the right office to be talking about it. So at the heart of this matter, I think I've seen the right green lights. Paula gave me a green light by saying, hey, buddy, I'm with you. I've had good personal talks that I can't really reveal yet. I want to reveal later. And it's just like confirmation that, okay, yes, I need to ignore the red lights, not ignore the red lights, but I need to address the red lights, do what I need to do with the red light, which is stop and calm down. It's not every single issue is as important as getting to my mom on that day. On that day, I think it's fair to say that it was top priority. If you disagree with me, light me up in the comments. But, yeah, I think that's it. So I'm feeling a lot better about things. And I appreciate everybody kind of watching me work through this real time. If you're getting anything out of it, please share it. If you're not, please keep scrolling. And the point of all this is not to, again, I led with the money thing because I don't want people to think, oh, John's going to be a YouTuber. No, my plan is to work full-time at the job that I'm doing and do amazing work through that. I mean, important work. So plan is not to do this full-time. At one point, obviously everybody goes, oh, well, if I could just do YouTube. Okay, I bought the camera and the microphone already. It's no secret, all right? But I think this is why I did it, and this is why I haven't posted a video until now, and it's why it took Paula's $5 to get me out of bed. Unhair, I need to comb that. Anyway, but obviously I need some focus. I reached out to some people for some advice. Actually, some fairly influential Twitter accounts have already responded with it's encouraging. They're like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'll help you out. So this could be a thing. I don't know. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a personal conversation between me and Paula. But Paula, if that's all it is, I'm good with that. And I thank you. So stay tuned. Oregon, Medford, wherever you are, whoever you are. It's going to be stuff like this. It's going to be a little more focused in the future. And I'm purposefully showing my raw self, Paula style. Because one thing that I've seen with Paula is just progress. And you can see it because she lives out loud. She tells you when she's struggling. She says, hey, man, need a day. Today's not the day for me to be dealing with this stuff. And I go, okay. And then I know the next day or whenever she's ready, we're going to move mountains together. So, Paula, thank you for, hearing my cry for help. This is what your $5 got me. And, it's all about how we talk to each other. That's all it is. We're all people. The government. Here's my conspiracy theory, just on an end note. I think the government is actually made of people. I think it's made of people. Okay, look, I know, I know, I just went through this whole thing saying I'm not crazy. But that's my theory. I think that it's just people that started out as babies that couldn't help but, do baby things, and then they grew up and through talking to different people learned lessons and somehow decided to take those lessons and run for office and then make decisions that affect everybody. And that made me mad, and that felt like a red light. But I see now that I have one vote. I'm a politics nerd, so I won't go too much into it, but it's like the Oregon primary is after all the other primaries, so it's like, honestly, we can argue about who likes which Democratic or Republican, presidential candidate, but it's like every vote matters. But dude, we are screaming at each other over one pebble in the ocean. Okay, that is also important to keep in perspective, that we can't just let this stuff dominate our lives. It's important. It's very important, but it's not the only thing. Okay, so I think with a lot of hashtags flying around, and I'm not lifting up any example, I'm just saying we all need to think about the impact that words have. So I'm a word nerd, I'm a politics nerd, I'm a life nerd. I love it. I love life. I love all the people that have taught me everything that's great about life, and I want to lift up their voices. I want to pass the mic. So this is going to be the last video that's only me. And Paula, if you want to be my first guest, I know you know how Zoom works, so I'm calling you. And I just want to let you know I heard you. That's what The Sun is Rising is all about. Spreading positivity on social media. I will do the rest. Thank you for watching. If you like it, share it. If you don't, I love you. It's going to be fun. Promise you that.